Hi, I'm Nathan Cartwright, and this is my final presentation speech. College is a very important step in building towards our future. For me, I believe that next step begins at the University of Oklahoma. Not only do I believe that OU is the right school for me, I also believe that I can bring a great new set of skills for people to learn and use. I would like to share with you why I believe OU is the right school for me, and how the school could benefit from me attending it. Here are the reasons that make me a good fit. OU was established in 1890 as a result of the Oklahoma Land Rush, a historical event that involved people literally racing to claim what land they would live on. Some of those people, instead of waiting for the boom of the cannon that started the rush, snuck out early to stake their claims on their land. These people were known as Sooners. This event is where the phrase "boomer sooner" comes from, as boomer refers to the sound of the cannon that started the rush, and sooner refers to those who snuck out early. You're probably wondering why I'm telling you this. You see, I'm aware of the fact that OU has no MMA program of any kind. In a way, I consider myself a Sooner, because I would like to be the first to stake my MMA claim, being the first person to seriously introduce MMA to OU. As MMA has seriously grown more popular over the years, I believe it's time that it made its way into college athletic programs. I think this would bring a new kind of competitiveness and intensity to OU's athletic program. I know it's not as simple as just putting MMA on the list of OU's athletic programs. So a simple introduction through clubs would, in my opinion, probably be the best way to introduce this new sport. This would also benefit the school because they wouldn't have to spend money to set up a simple club. This would also be a great and easy way for the students to try it out for themselves without feeling any pressure. Now, I know my passion to bring something new to OU isn't the only thing that will make you decide to allow me to attend. Grades are obviously the main factor that determines if I'll attend this school or not. And honestly, my grades during my first 3 years of high school were not where they should have been. Some things have happened that made my view on school very negative. This affected my grades greatly. I wouldn't pay attention in class, I didn't participate in assignments, and I almost never did my homework. It wasn't until my senior year that I finally decided to turn things around. I realized that my actions would have extremely negative effects on my future. I then became extremely dedicated on pulling my grades up. It took me a while to get out of the funk I was in, but I was able to pull myself together, and I found the determination to make the best out of my senior year. I did have to sacrifice a lot of my personal time though. Instead of going to MMA training after school, I stayed home to work on homework. I stayed home on the weekends to get extra work done instead of doing things with my friends. And I even took an online class that added on to all of that. I almost never had any time to myself. There was even a point where I almost gave up. But luckily for me, I have a strong sense of commitment and dedication that helped me push through it all. In the end, this was all worth it because I saw a huge improvement in my grades, and that made me feel really good. I'd like to offer a few closing thoughts and then answer any questions you might have. The story of the OU Sooners and its link to the great state of Oklahoma is an exciting one. Equally as exciting could be my story as a 21st century Sooner in bringing my passion in MMA to Norman. As MMA gave me something to fight for, so too could it inspire others who might think a path to OU was not there. Diversity is indeed a good thing. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my story. I look forward to being on campus the first day of classes. May I answer any questions you may have?
Yes, Nathan, thanks for telling us a little bit about kind of what brought you to be here in front of this admissions committee. I have one really simple and quick question for you. You mentioned that the first 3 years of high school didn't quite go as planned, and you had some personal adversity and you fought through it. And my question is, how do we know that if you get some adversity in the first or second semester here at OU, that you might not crater and call it quits? How do we know you're going to be able to hang in there and work through an entire degree?
Well, those first 3 years of high school, I was in a bad place. It all started my freshman year. I came into high school excited, but things happened that were out of my control, and it brought me down. But my senior year, I got out of that funk, and I became a better person, a stronger person, and that person is going to be on the Oklahoma campus.
Okay. Thank you for being here.